Let's talk about Graphify today. And what you're looking on the screen right now, this is my entire YouTube channel. Every video I have made, which is now turned into a map, I can actually talk to. But here is the wild part. Graphify wasn't even built for this. It's a tool that takes any code base and turns it into a map that your AI agent can understand. It just turns out that it works with any pile of text. So what I decided was I pointed it on my own channel and also the transcripts of my video. So let me show you how all of this works. Now, a quick context, right? This is not a Google or an OpenAI thing. It's an independent open source project backed by Y Combinator, and it's pretty new and moving very fast. Here's why this matters. Normally, when you point an AI agent at a big code base it has never seen, it reads file after file, and then it burns a lot of tokens trying to piece everything together to understand how it all fits, right? Graphify gives it a map instead. So you can just ask questions and get real answers. It also means the memory sticks around between sessions, and on the big repos, it saves you a ton of tokens. So here is the plan for today in 3 steps. First, I will point Graphify at a Google's YouTube Analyst agent, real code I've never opened, and then use it to actually understand how that agent works. Then I will take the same Google agent and point it at my own YouTube channel. And finally, the fun part is I will run Graphify again, this time on my video transcripts to map out what my channel is all about. All of this, I will be doing it in Antigravity, and you will be able to see how Graphify really helps Antigravity to move very fast. A quick disclaimer, all opinions are my own and do not belong to my employer. All right, let's get into it. All right, so now I'm in Antigravity and I've opened the terminal. The reason I'm doing this here is because we also want to look at the files. So I'm in the Antigravity IDE. The setup is pretty straightforward. It's just 2 commands. So the first command is uvtool install Graphify, and it's going to do that, and it has installed Graphify. And then Graphify obviously can be installed in any type of agentic IDE. So you can install it with Cloud Code and others as well. And this is where I'm showing how you install it with Antigravity, right? So for that, you need to just type in this particular command, Graphify Antigravity install, and it will just install it. And this is the logo that you would see, right? So now we have installed the Antigravity. Now, as I had mentioned, what I want to do is I want to actually go and basically run Graphify on a YouTube ADK agent, which is available as part of the repo. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to ask Antigravity to basically clone the repo. So let me just clear this. And this is the command that I will give. And this is going to basically clone it. So I have already cloned the repo here. So you can see my repo is already cloned because I was prepping for this demo. So you can already see that. So I am now inside this particular folder, which is YouTube Analyst. And then all I need to do now is type in this particular command, which is Graphify dot. So what it would do is now it will extract the meanings and the semantic from this particular agent, right? And you can point it to agents. And then once it is done, then you are able to actually go ahead and extract this, right? You can start actually like having conversations. So I can just ask the agent inside Antigravity that build a knowledge graph of this YouTube Analyst agent using Graphify, then open the graph that I can see it, right? So what it is going to do now is it is going to build this particular graph, and you are able to actually open this and look at this, right? So this is the graph report that it has written, and then I can simply open it. There you go, right? So now you can see that this is the agent.file. You can see it has automatically figured out all the community. And this is the way your agent is able to understand what's inside the repository, right? So that is the first thing I wanted to show. So you can clearly see that this is a beautiful graph which it has built, and you're able to understand it pretty quickly, right? Now, what I want to do next is basically point the same to my YouTube channel. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Antigravity, and then I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to ask it that, hey, point this to my YouTube channel. Okay. So I ran this particular prompt, right? So I've already used Graphify to map the YouTube Analyst agent, and I understand its structure. Now I want to build my own for my YouTube channel, pull my videos and their views, likes and comments, stats, keep the same multi-agent pattern. So what it has done is it actually gave me this particular implementation plan, right? So this is where I'm asking it to go ahead and run this analysis on my own YouTube channel. All I need to do is provide my YouTube API key, which you can get from the Google Cloud Console, and then of course the Gemini API key, right? So once you do that, it is going to just simply ask you to provide the API key and stuff like that, which I have provided. And this is the default output that it gives, right? So you can see that here it has mapped all of my videos. This is the anti-gravity related videos. If I go closer, all of these are different videos. I've, I think, made like more than 100 videos. So you can see how beautifully it has mapped, right? So this is the web MCP video. And then what it is already doing is it is also mapping the concept, and that is how it has built the community. And that is the beauty of Graphify, right? It is able to build these communities by understanding the semantic of about the video itself, in this case about the description. So you're able to really quickly understand it. It is mostly meant for your agent to start working very quickly, right? So you can point it to your code, etc. Now I continue to work with anti-gravity just to make it better, right? So the next iteration, what I did was like, hey, map this and make it much more interactive. So I can click on this and then it also starts to show the thumbnail and the likes and all of those things, and obviously direct link to the video. So what I did was I continued to work with anti-gravity and made it a little bit more better in terms of the UI and stuff like that. And here you can see that I added few more functionalities. So for example, the performance in terms of the clusters. If I click on this, it goes into that specific cluster. And then I also added some filters. So for example, videos which have got more than 3,000 or whatever, 10,000 views, it's automatically filtering. And just to make sure I'm able to see the node spacing as well, right? So this is all the magic of anti-gravity, just more interaction. What I also did further was I actually uploaded the transcripts of my video and asked anti-gravity to build this graph using Graphify. And this is where it was a major unlock. So what I also asked it to do was to add like an additional Gemini chatbot and actually have a conversation with this, right? So let's say that I want to ask it, what are all the videos that I made on ADK? Now, what it is going to do is it is going to look for those videos. And here you go, right? So very quickly, you can see that this is ADK 2.0 and all of these things. And then what it also does is this is the one which I love, right? Because this is now giving me concepts based on the transcripts of my videos, right? So I click on this and then here I can see all the videos that are related. And what I also did was I gave it and generate my AI insights, because what I really wanted to understand is what kind of topics are really working well for my channel. So you can see here, ADK 2.0 is a highly relevant and timely Google framework. This topic is core to the channel strategy performance, which is doing really well, right? So, and you can see that what are the different things that are discussed in the video. But this is the cool one, right? So you can see how ADK 2.0 is actually related to a lot of different things that I'm doing. Once you have a lot of data which is unstructured, this graph representation really helps you to understand the data better. And that's what Graphify does to your agent, right? So now once you create this Graphify version, you can actually include this as part of your context to your agent, and that accelerates the performance of the agent. And that's what the beauty of Graphify is, right? So that's what I wanted to cover today. And this is such a good visual example because talking to videos is never easy, but now you can clearly see how I'm able to understand very graphically how and which topics are performing. And then it also helps me to brainstorm which ones have done well, which ones have not, and then plan my future strategy of my videos. So hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section if you guys have any questions. And as always, if you're new here, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well if you're interested in watching videos like this. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.